most advanced parts on the planet.
Welcome back, guys. I got an email asking about all the differences between brands and materials inside roller weights. So you've seen some of our videos on variators, on the different brands that we carry and how roller weights work. I've talked about splicing, which is putting in different weights of roller weights inside the same variator. I've talked about the different brands that we sell before, but now I'm going to show you a little bit more detail how these work. Now, of course, we have different brands such as MRP, which this is our in-house brand that we import from Taiwan. On the back it says made in Taiwan. And these are made in the same factories that other well-known brands are made in. Now, we don't hide the fact that it comes from Taiwan because it's a great product. And it's made in the same factory where a lot of other manufacturers manufacture their roller weights, be it Koso, which is also the same as Stage 6, or Polini. And when I say that with, the intent that these are all great brand names, and you can ask for things to be made specific to your brand. Again, I can ask the factory to make this roller weight, which is for the Malaguti F18, to have little nicks in there for climbing, and it has copper. It's a copper filling. I don't know if you can see that. And this one, which is for the Carter 300cc go-kart, has an aluminum filling. And they dissipate heat in a different manner. And also, they're both carbon composite, which are great. Now, a lot of quad racers like the carbon composite. We get phone calls from people that say, oh no, we love Malossi, we love Koso because they don't melt and the variator gets really hot. Well, the MRP ones are also carbon composite. Depending on the quality of that carbon is the different application. So we can recommend, say, an MRP for your go-kart because it is aluminum and because it's carbon composite. But let's say you're racing a scooter. If you're racing a scooter, we might say, okay, try the Top Racing. This is also carbon composite, but it has a different configuration. And then, of course, we have other brands like Top Racing here that you can see, Malossi, Dr. Pulley, Turbo Kit. And we do test these roller weights. These right here, these are all 15 by 12s that we have tested with our dyno, with our quads, with our minerally jog engines. And we can check before carrying a new brand of roller weights how it's wearing out and see if it's wearing out evenly, or to see the little scratch marks, how it's wearing on the rollers. And we do that before we carry a new product. Before we pick up a new product, be it Dr. Pulley, be it Adige, which we're carrying some of their sliders now, or Scooter Ninja, or even Malossi, we test to see how the product works. This is how we learn if the product works. We're not just importing whatever we want from China. And you see a lot of people that do that. We actually have 10 years worth of experience just testing different parts that we import. And that's the science behind that. And again, private labels have changed, specifically. You'll see something on the Malossi rollers that says made in Italy. It's because they're still made in Italy. I was actually in Bologna last year and I saw the factory and they actually manufacture stuff in Italy. Then again, you might see some brands that are Italian or British brands. They don't necessarily manufacture everything. And I don't mean this in a bad way. They're still very good products. But in Italy, for example, there's a law that says if you design the product and you put it together and you assemble it in Italy, you can say made in Italy. If the marketing's made in Italy, it's made in Italy. But is it really made in Italy? Not necessarily. Some of the Polini clutches are made in the same clutch factory that the MRP clutches are made. Some of these roller weights are made in the same factories, but these say Polini and these say MRP. Same thing with Stage 6 or Koso. They come from the same factory. A lot of these companies are trading companies, which just put their private label on anything. MRP is the same thing. We're a trading company. And we can tell people to manufacture things in our brand, which is MRP, and under our specifications. Let's go take a look at the other types of rollers. I've showed you the rollers. I've showed you how there's copper and aluminum. And there's something very special here. These are Turbo Kit cylindrical sliders or rollers. And they're nice and round like this. And they come in two different varieties. They come in carbon composite or nylon. And when you flip them over, you can see they're either full or they're hollow, depending on the weight that you want. Now, these only work on the J Costa and Turbo Kit variators, which are designed by each brand. And we sell the replacement variators, rollers, which are fantastic.